Welcome, one and all, to another episode of Pacific414 Episode Review. I am your host, Mike, and tonight we are talking about the Orville. We will be talking about the Orville Seasons 1 and 2, different episodes from those two particular seasons, our anticipation for Season 3 coming up sometime this year, hopefully. We know that there are production photos showing that they are currently filming season 3 of the Orville after it's been delayed due to the COOF. And we will also be taking a look at the Orville Interactive Fan Experience for the very first time. So, what's there to say about Seth MacFarlane's The Orville? Now, for anybody who hasn't lived under a rock for the last 20 some odd years, Seth MacFarlane is the creator of Family Guy, also the creator of The Cleveland Show, American Dad, responsible for Ted and Ted 2, and also A Million Ways to Die in the West. He has been with Fox for most of those 20 years. Recently signed a new deal with NBC, and again, Seth MacFarlane, for all intents and purposes, is a very intelligent man. He is a very funny man, and of course, he's got a good team working around him. Working on those various shows that I had just mentioned, and constantly, in the spotlight. And it's nothing bad. He's just constantly in the news because of everything that he's currently involved. But mainly tonight, what we're going to be talking about is, of course, the Orville. Now, this is going to be completely separate from the Orville Season 1 and Orville Season 2 videos that I am currently working on for Pacific414 Episode Review, because in that, I will be devoting, the videos specifically to those seasons, and I will be talking about my favorite episodes from those seasons, and also talking about my favorite characters. Now, I'm not saying that some of the things I say tonight won't pop up in those videos. They more than likely will. And, with those videos, I'll be able to, spend a lot more time talking about the season individually. I know I'm repeating myself. I tend to do that. But I do hope that you're all doing well tonight, and I hope you're looking forward to having a good time. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be doing this stream for, but if you've watched any of my content before, you know that sometimes I can go on for almost an hour. And during the game streams that I do over on the Pacific414 Twitch channel, and I have done several over here on the YouTube channel, you do know that those particular streams can get pretty lengthy at times, depending on what game's being streamed and, just how much fun we're actually having. But speaking of which, if you would like to follow me on Twitch, please go to twitch.tv/Pacific414. You can find me on Twitch. If you would like to follow me on social media, you can follow me on Twitter at Pacific414. And you can also find me on Instagram at Pacific_414. And on Discord at Discord Pacific414 number 4343. So, what were my first impressions of the Orville when I first heard about it? First watched a couple episodes of season one, which continued on to the remaining episodes of its 12 episode first season. Well, when I first heard about it, I was thinking, oh, great. Another parody of Star Trek, and it's going to be involving comedy. And, admittedly, I'm a fan of Family Guy, especially the earlier seasons. I've watched American Dad, I've watched The Cleveland Show, but, Family Guy was everybody, including myself, our first introduction to Seth MacFarlane and his brand of humor. And I was thinking, okay, so is this not only going to be a spoof of Star Trek, but is this essentially going to be Family Guy in space, where we're going to have, fart jokes and, crude humor in each and every episode? And boy, was I wrong. I was wrong on so many levels. Not only is Orville, able to interject comedy when it needs to, but it's also able to be as serious, dramatic series when it has to be. It definitely has hints of Star Trek in it, especially, Next Generation, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, and Enterprise. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that you have Brandon Braga as one of the executive producers. He was an executive producer on Next Generation, Voyager, and Enterprise, and he wrote, several episodes for those series. You have producer Joe Minosky, who was a producer on Next Generation and Voyager, and you have Andre Baramis. I know I'm mispronouncing that, and I do apologize. But he was a science consultant on Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and Enterprise. So if they had any questions as far as would this, actually work in space, he would let them know what would work, what wouldn't work, what the writers would have to change in order to be, at least somewhat credible. So you have that as far as, Star Trek connection is concerned, but that's not the only Star Trek connection as far as the Orville is concerned. In the main cast, you have Penny Johnson Gerald, also known as Cassidy Yates from Deep Space Nine, and she was also in an episode of Next Generation where Worf's brother Nikolai was on a planet that was dying, and the inhabitants of that planet had to be relocated. They were on the holodeck for the journey from their original world to their new location. And the name of the episode escaped my head at the moment, but it was the one with Paul Sorvino, Goodfellas, and a few other movies. He was also in The Rocketeer, several movies, several TV shows, but he played Worf's brother Nikolai in the episode. And, there's, like I said, there's a heavy Star Trek influence. I mean, also, getting to actors and actresses who have appeared in the Orville who have a Star Trek connection. You have Robert Picardo, who played Alara's father. He was the EMH on Voyager. You also have John Billingsley, also known as Flux from Enterprise. He was also in an episode of the Orville. And then you have Molly Hagan. Now, for those of you who may not be familiar, she was in the Deep Space Nine episode Jem'Hadar. She was the first Vorta we were to ever meet on Deep Space Nine, along with that episode being the title, meeting the Jem'Hadar for the first time. And she was also the one that tells Commander Sisko at the end of the episode, you have no idea what you're in for, after Sisko, Jake, Quark, and Nog are rescued by the Odyssey, which was destroyed. You had Kira and Dax and Bashir and Odo. They were in runabouts. They were flanking the Odyssey, and they brought Molly Hagan's character back, which her name was Lars, and it was Quark who came to Commander Sisko after finding out that the restraint that she had around her neck was just a prop, and she could have gotten out of the holding cell that they were in at any time. And of course, in that episode, Jem'Hadar, that was the only time we saw any Vorta use their kinetic energy abilities. Now, was it just for that episode? Who knows? It was never explained after that episode aired. I'm just checking to see when TK is ready. But anyways, it was never explained in that episode if those abilities were natural. It was never explained in any further episodes, at least to my recollection, if it was a natural ability, or perhaps it was a one-time ability given to Laris from the founders. But anyways, we're talking the Orville here tonight, and I appreciate anyone who happens to stop by during this stream and do exactly what we're doing right now, is talking the Orville, because it's an excellent show. I really enjoy it. It really reminds me of the Trek series from the late 80s, early 90s, and I say late 80s because, again, like I mentioned, you have Brandon Braga, Andre Paramus, and Joe Minowski, three gentlemen who previously worked on incarnations of Trek. And there was 18 years of Star Trek from 1987 to 2005. Next Generation being the start, Enterprise, these are the voyages being the end. So you have those 18 years, Encounter at Farpoint, and then you have these gentlemen join Seth MacFarlane for the Orville. And it's really one of the things that I really enjoy about the show. All right. I need to respond to a message from TKO, so just hang tight real quick, and I'll be back with you. I'll still be here. Just need to answer his question. I do apologize about that, folks. I don't really want to have too many moments during this live stream where there's dead air and you guys aren't getting anything. You guys and gals out there who are may come across this live, or you may end up watching this after the fact. But anyways, I appreciate you all being here, and it's great to have you here for this very special live stream of 414 Episode Review. I am planning on doing an episode review of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier this Friday. It'll be my normal Pacific 414 episode review. And by normal, for those of you who have never watched a single episode of Pacific 414 episode review, I'll talk about the episode. I never show any clips from the episode, any stills from the episode, screen captures, what have you. I'll talk about it. I do give away spoilers. So if you don't like to be spoiled, then maybe come back and watch it after you've seen the episode if you're interested. My plan for right now is to review episode 1. I'm going to review episode 1. I don't know if I'm going to commit to reviewing the whole series. And part of that also happens to, delve into the fact that I'm going to be working on my season 1 and season 2 video for the Orville. So I do plan on taking, quite a bit of time, try to get it just right. Because my goal is to give you guys something, of good quality. I know a lot of times, for anyone who's watched my videos before, you could say, and you would be correct, that not all my videos are of high quality. But that's part of, growing as a content creator, is improving the quality of the videos. And if it means I take longer to, record, edit, and render the video, then so be it. I want to give you, the current subscribers, something that you'll enjoy, but I also want to give those who've have never come across Pacific 414 something that they'll come back for. And yeah, admittedly, it's probably still going to be rough, but I've set a goal for myself this year to try to improve. And by God, that's what I intend to do. That is what I intend to do. All right. Checking to see if TKO is ready to join. I will find out here shortly. Let's see if he happens to be ready at this time. Yep. When you think about the Orville, and especially now since I'm working on the videos for season 1 and season 2, you can definitely see how quickly this series is growing, and it's going to continue to grow, because you look at season 1 episodes, which honestly, rewatching all these episodes has been a pure joy. I've been taking notes. I've been, rewinding scenes over and over again. Especially in some cases, not just because of the story plot line, but also because of the different shots of the Orville itself. As a mid-level exploratory vessel, I mean, just the detail on it. And one of the other things I really enjoy about the series is the fact that they actually use an actual hand-built model. And I know how good special effects are nowadays, where there are times you can't tell between something that's CGI and something that's actually hand built. and right in front of the camera. But there are definitely times where you could tell that the model of the Orville is CGI, and other shots of the Orville you see are the handcrafted model, and they use the motion capture just like they did for Star Wars, Alien, Star Star Trek, the motion picture, every movie that's required some sort of modeling work, which all started at Industrial Light and Magic. We can all thank George Lucas for that. But they use those same techniques, and just the detail on the handcrafted model itself, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And you know, if you're like me and you grew up around people that like to build model airplanes, model ships, model cars, and you're you're around people who are just real real good with their craftsmanship, woodworking, machinery, whatever. And to see someone take, a pile of wood and craft it into, a table, or in this case for a TV show, craft it into a model, it's a beautiful sight to see. I mean, one of the things I always enjoyed was watching the behind the scenes videos that you would occasionally see before we had DVDs and Blu-rays, where they would show the model making process, and how they would line up and prepare for each shot. And when you would see that camera doing the pass by, and they would get the different angles of the ships, the different beauty shots of the ships, it's always great to watch those videos. And especially, you go to any sci-fi convention, or in my case, I used to go to the Creation Star Trek conventions, and I haven't been to another one in quite some time. And of course, with everything going on right now, who knows when we'll all be able to gather together at a convention and just take in the ambiance of the convention atmosphere itself. But watching the videos of how they're doing different scenes with the models, how they would have one model that they would use to purposely blow up, and then different size models. Like, take the Enterprise D, for example. There is the original model that was built by ILM to film for Encounter at Farpoint. It was later used for Star Trek Generations, but they also had another model that they built that added 10 forward. Because if you look at the original layout of the Enterprise D, the original model, 10 forward isn't there. There's no possible place for 10 forward to be if you compare the two different models side by side. You've got the Andrew Probert model, and then you have the sequel model, as I like to refer to it as. It's got some of the same details, but it also has some added details to it. So, but I like I said, I have always enjoyed watching behind the scenes documentaries. It's just one of my favorite pastimes, really. All right, let's see if TK is ready. Bear with me. So I'm gonna mute the mic here while I try to contact him and see if he's ready. So just bear with me. Just bear with me and I will be back. All right, folks, bear with me as I guide TKO through the setup process for the Orville Interactive Fan Experience. So, again, I'll be right back. I do apologize. Bear with us 1 second, folks.
Oh,
Welcome to PACIFIC414 Episode Review. Who are you?
I am the man, the Negro, Lilrian.
You've got to close your Facebook.
Okay. I thought that was a cool thing you were doing.
No. Well, you're live now on
So
the PACIFIC414 YouTube channel. Who are you? And
I did a thing. I did a thing.
Right. Okay. For those of you, you already know who he is. He's my co-host for Sunday Night Frontiers. Please welcome TKO.
Oh no! I'm gonna hit more buttons. Let's hit more buttons and see what happens. Maybe that's a bad idea. Nope.
Fine. You're gonna be hitting buttons. I might as well go to.
I'm just gonna hit the engage. I'm just gonna hit the engage button. Oh shit! Oh no! Everyone panic! Oh, things are happening. Okay.
I'm sitting down.
Yep.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we will be talking about the Orville while on the bridge of the Starship Orville, Earth exploratory vessel ECV-197.
Wrong question. Who's driving?
Not me.
Shush. Okay. Let's see what happens. Where are we going?
I don't know. You're the one that was at the helm. You're the one that set the course.
Hello. What the hell is this?
We keep going around in circles thanks to you.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna do something.
Here.
Okay.
Here
we go. Set course to. Let's go to the void. That sounds like a good place to go, right? The void. Okay. We're going to the void.
I got a bad feeling about this, folks. So, TKO, you've recently finished watching The Orville Season 1 and 2. You've only heard me talk about it. You've seen other people on YouTube talk about The Orville. What's one of the things you really enjoy about it?
In a single word, I believe that The Orville, to me now, solidifies that Seth MacFarlane is the spiritual successor to Gene Roddenberry. He's Gene Roddenberry's son that doesn't take it as seriously as Pops does, but still understands Pop's vision.
And, of the different seasons, do you have any particular favorite episode? I mean, I know we've only had 2 seasons so far, but,
Hold on 1 second. I gotta turn the music down in the game because it's blasting the crap out of you. Music volume, disengage. God dang. Okay.
I've got to do that too. So just bear with us.
I'm gonna have to scream over you when no one else can hear the music but me. So why are you yelling? Okay.
No, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
All right. Favorite episode.
Well, I'm gonna stand down from Red Alert real quick.
We have to break it down. My favorite Orville episodes. I mean, how do I put this? I don't want Orville. I mean, saying this sounds ridiculous, but I don't want people to think that Orville is like Star Trek is like the girlfriend you've been with for 10 years, and then you break up, and then you meet this new girl, and she's like, the things you like about her are the things that remind you of your ex, you know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, that's kind of some of the episodes in the Orville remind me of classic Trek episodes, like the Mocklin with the Mocklin transgender baby episode.
Mm-hmm.
reminded me of that episode where Riker fell in love with
Yeah, with the non-binary species.
Yeah, exactly. And Orville also reminds me of how completely ridiculous politics are right now, because a certain political group leaning a certain way is like, oh, progressiveness and this. And I'm like, Star Trek was the most progressive show ever, in my opinion. But it wasn't preachy. Go ahead. Go.
Yeah, I was going to say, so basically, you like the Orville because it reminds you of Star Trek's social commentary. Commenting on events that were happening at the time the show was in production, whether it be the original series, going through, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, even Enterprise.
Yes, but we are having this conversation in the wrong area. Shall we?
We could go to the briefing room.
Yep. Let us be seated, my friend, and discuss. Actually, how rude of me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you don't have enough rank
bars on your shoulder to.
I couldn't figure out any of this shit, so whatever.
It's all right. It's all right. But yeah, please continue.
Wait, can you see what's on my screen right now, or is it just your screen?
It's just my screen that's showing it. If
okay,
you're going through your interface, you might be able to show what's on your screen. I don't know. I've never done it with two people before using StreamYard. This is the first time.
It's totally
that's right,
cool.
folks.
Your screen is okay. So,
I do have to change something real quick on the stream. I still have Be Right Back on the screen. We're obviously back, as you all can tell.
Yep.
All right.
So please continue.
Wait, where were we? So I feel that Seth MacFarlane, I'm blown away, literally blown away, because I put Seth MacFarlane in the same category. Some people may agree, some people won't, with Jim Carrey. Like, I thought just Jim Carrey was a complete goofball until Numbers came out, and then until Truman Show, and I'm like, whoa, Jim Carrey is well-rounded. Similar with Will Smith, when all the goofy stuff he did, and all of a sudden he like, hey, I'm an actor. And then Robin Williams, oh man, like, I mean, Seth MacFarlane, I really didn't take him seriously. I mean, I didn't. Go ahead.
Because, like I was telling people before, with Seth MacFarlane, when I first heard about the Orville and how it's basically, a spoof of Star Trek, an homage to Star Trek in a way, I was thinking, oh, great, fart jokes in space.
Yeah, I was literally expecting Star Trek Lower Decks live action when I heard about Orville. That's what I walked into Orville expecting. Star Trek Lower Decks live action. I'm like, oh, God.
Which, don't get me wrong, Orville does have those comedic moments, those, juvenile humor type moments. It does. But it can be serious when it needs to be serious.
Mm-hmm. Orville kind of... Okay, I served on board a ship. So it's like okay, the shenanigans that happens on the bridge, that would probably never happen. Okay, on the bridge, you keep it professional. Like, you don't dick around on the bridge. But like a lot of the stuff they do and say, whatever, I'm like, yeah, that kind of reminds me of some of the shenaniganry I got involved with when I was stationed in Japan. I mean, those are discussions for another day. My shenanigans in Japan, but yeah. So, I mean, Orville pushes the humor on the bridge. But other than that, I feel most of the humor that is off the bridge is fairly accurate to today's standards or not standards. Today's what the hell? Just weirdness. Today's Navy, I guess. Like we did some stupid crap in the engine room when I served aboard the Bubble Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Like we did some dumb stuff. We did some dumb stuff. So yeah, but overall, I enjoyed the series. I believe that, you know, Star Trek is not dead. I thought it was dead, but Star Trek is not dead. It passed on its DNA to its sibling. Not sibling, it's an offspring.
Well, you could definitely see that Seth MacFarlane is a huge fan of Star Trek. I mean, if you even look on YouTube, you could see his own fan-made video that he did, and clearly the man has a love for Star Trek. You know, episodes of Family Guy where they've spoofed Star Trek, whether it be the original series, Next Generation. They've even done, you know, Deep Space Nine. I haven't, and maybe it's because I just haven't seen it, but I haven't seen them spoof Voyager or Enterprise. Mainly, you know, the original series, Next Gen, DS9.
Wait, how they spoof DS9?
There was an episode where it was one of their cutaway gags where Deep Space Nine was pretty much spying on people. The station itself was spying on people. And then there was the Family Guy, you know, episode where he was looking to find out who his father was, where there's a cutaway scene and, you know, it's Odo and Quark, but, you know, Stewie's Odo, he wasn't Odo, he was Quark. Mike, he was Quark. It was Rene Auberjonois providing the voice for Odo. And he's all, I'm watching you, Quark. And Stewie goes, yeah, whatever, man.
And, I mean, so also, yeah. Okay, we reap great praise upon Seth, but there is, I'm trying to remember now, because I watched it a couple of months ago, but there's been a couple of things that he's did that drove me insane. And I'm trying to remember what it is. It's like, oh, okay. So, Seth, I give this show an overall a 7 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to set the bar, I give Deep Space Nine 9.5. I give Voyager a 9. And I give Next Generation a 7. I mean, an 8. 8.5. The reason I give what the fuck? The Next Generation 8.5 because I love the show, but I hated how it was non-linear. There was very few cohesive storylines. So you could literally take somebody and who's never seen Star Trek Next Generation, sit them in front of the TV, pop in an episode from season 3, 4, or 5, and it wouldn't affect anything. It wouldn't be spoilers.
And that's common in episodic TV.
Well, it's not. No, it's common back then, but not so much.
I'm not talking about now, but you know, that's common for episodic TV of that time period. You know, we
yes
know
it. No, you forgot. Deep Space Nine broke that mode, took that mode, threw it on the ground, and stomped on it. And I was like, oh my god, that's why Deep Space Nine is my overall favorite Trek series. Not just because of a black captain. I'm not one of those idiots, but yes, his don't fuck with the Cisco-ness. Yes, I also enjoyed Voyager when the writers stopped trying to press girl power, and Janeway was the captain and let everyone else do their job. So the first few episodes of Voyager irritated me. The reactor's having problems. I'll be down there. She runs down to the reactor to fix the reactor. Oh, the torpedo tubes are done. She runs. I'm like, dude. What? Oh, God, we're having Ray syndrome here. It's like, stop it. But then Voyager, when they got off that, I'm Janeway, I can do everything, then the show got a lot better. But from the start, let everyone do their... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
In the same way that Voyager did improve, it also had its own problems because they really didn't advance Chakotay too much, and they gave Harry Kim the shaft by never promoting him.
And
Okay, wait.
They primarily focused on,
Elaborate on the not advancing Chakotay. Like, I mean,
well,
Chakotay. Go ahead.
They made him basically give in to the Starfleet ways again a little too easily. I think there should have been more resistance between the Starfleet crew members and the Maquis crew members. Remember, the Maquis crew members were fighting for their own freedom in the demilitarized zone. They didn't agree to that treaty. They didn't want to be, on the Cardassian side of the border. Neither did the Cardassian colonies want to be on the Federation side.
I disagree. Now, the Maquis, they were not trying to fight for freedom from the Federation. Okay? They enjoyed their lives under Federation protection. They were fighting against the Cardassians.
Like I said, yeah, that's because, like I said, they were on the Cardassian side now because of the demilitarized zone, the treaty that the Federation and Cardassians signed. They didn't want to be a part of it. Neither did the Cardassian colonies want to be on the Federation side.
Okay, I know. But like what you said is, I would not, okay. The writer part of me saying no, they would, the way Voyager did would be correct. Oh, we're Maquis. You don't like us because we're defending ourselves against the Cardassians. Okay, we're 70,000 light years away from the Cardassians. There's no Cardassians. This is survival. This is a Federation ship. The vast majority of the crew is Federation. Why? With the Maquis on the board, the Voyager, and the Federation, their goals align. They both sides want to get home. There is no difference in ideologies. There is no the Maquis. Well, let's stay in the Gamma Quadrant.
I disagree. I disagree because I think if it were, in the hands of Chakotay and the Maquis crew, I think he would have said, "Prime Directive be damned. If there's a way to get home, I'm going to find a way to get home, regardless of rules and regulations that Starfleet has imposed."
I also disagree. Chakotay is a ex-Starfleet officer, okay, who felt he was given no choice but to fight. In this new frontier, if you want, you go ahead. There's a choice. You can uphold the values. He believed in the core values of the Federation. The only thing he didn't believe was the Federation abandoning their own people to the Cardassians. That is not happening here. Okay? He got pushed too far.
All the Maquis citizens got pushed too far. They were trying to fight for their own survival
and as
their families.
The civilian members of the Maquis did start giving lip and whatnot. Okay, it wasn't smooth. The ex-Federation Maquis were like, "Yo, yeah, we need to uphold these values." Like, they came to the realization that we can't just be. They gotta get, stick back, go back to their values and their beliefs. So I believe Voyager did it correctly because there was enough tension and strife between the two crews. Well,
even in the DS9 episode, the Maquis, Cal, Sisko's friend, mentions how the citizens who are on those colonies felt abandoned by the Federation.
Yep. And another major contributing factor to things was Janeway's leadership. Okay, Janeway led. At first, I did not like her because I felt they were trying. Even back then, it wasn't as bad as it is now. I thought they were just trying to shove some, girl power crap into Star Trek, but they didn't because they ended up dialing it back. I don't know if it's because they decided to dial it back or if it was a character progression and growth thing. Because, when, like I said, the first few episodes, it was like, "I'm a woman, I must establish my dominance, and I'm great at everything." And then it got back to going, "Okay, I'm a captain, and a captain needs to delegate." And that's when, in my opinion, when the show started to progressively improve.
And I have a different take on her command style. You know, it was a brand new ship. The only people that were actually familiar with the ship were Janeway and a few other crewmen who were at Utopia Phoenicia Yards.
Mm-hmm.
Her concern was to try to be there for her people to show them how the new systems work. Remember, they used, bioorganic gel packs for the computer systems along with the isolinear chips.
Bioneural game.
Yeah, that's what I call it.
You said bioorganic. I was like, wait, what?
Well, it was organic compound.
Yeah. But it was like synthetic neurons or some crap. I don't know. It was ridiculous. I didn't study Voyager too much, but yeah.
But, again, she and very few other crew members on board Voyager knew about the ship's systems. And, if there's something going on in engineering with the warp core, her concern is to try to get the systems functional again. So anyone who's inexperienced, she can show them how to get it done. Yes, her place is on the bridge. But in that instance, she went by her instincts. And that instinct is to get down in the line of action.
Just say no. If something happens, okay.
I know it's not
that woman's place is not in the kitchen. It's on the bridge.
I know it's not the real military way of doing things, but how many times have we seen many of TV show and movies do things that...
I'm taking a step back. You might be right. I've never served aboard a ship where the crew was completely green and the commanding officer had a part in the design or whatever of that vessel. So I'm like, maybe that might happen in real life. The captain probably would run down and go, "Oh shit, you guys don't know what you're doing." So in that regards, I retract my statement. I go, you know what? Okay, I didn't look at it from that angle.
And see, that's why I like having discussions like this, because you and I can have different perspectives. If anyone else would like to join, hit me up on Twitter, send me a DM, and I can send you a link, and you can join the conversation. And
I never looked at it that way. I just thought they were trying to go, "Oh my god, she knows everything. Look how awesome she is, the first female Federation captain. Oh my god!" I was like, "Oh Jesus!" I just rolled my eyes. I thought it was like Ray syndrome.
And see, I can remember when I first heard that she was cast as Captain Janeway after the first actress. Her name's slipping me, but she only lasted a day on set, and she wasn't used to doing episodic television. She didn't understand the long hours that they put on set doing the Star Trek shows. They put in almost 18-hour days. I don't know what it's like now, but
oh god, Jesus. Okay, so I was a part of a, well, I'm not going to name it, but it was a literally a sizzle roll, I guess, like a 5 minute, maybe the whole thing together, 5 minutes. Okay, I was in a scene. Okay, as like an extra, and the overall runtime of the scene we shot was maybe going to be 45 seconds. Okay. I was in LA for 7 hours. It's ridiculous. I was like, 45 seconds. Okay? Well, I mean, my screen time, my personal screen time, was maybe 20 seconds. No, not 20 seconds. 5 seconds. Yeah, my personal screen time, 5 seconds. And I was there for 7 hours.
Well, could you imagine, that was only 7 hours for you, but can you imagine working an 18-hour day and you're in prosthetic makeup
the
whole time?
7 hours for literally 5 to 6 seconds of camera time. I was on camera 5 to 6 seconds in the final edit.
Yeah.
I was there 7 hours.
And, could you imagine those people in makeup? Not only are they on stage for 18 hours on set when they're filming the episodes, but they also have to be there in their trailer to get the makeup applied, and then they go back to their trailer to get the makeup off. So that's a hell of a long day.
Oh, that's a shit day, okay? That is a shit day. Because, I was exhausted. When I got out, I was egg flip exhausted.
But yeah,
you had mentioned in the episode, it was about a girl where Clyde and Bortus, they had their odds as far as their child Topa, going from female to male, and that has a lot to do with transgender people today. Some people disagree with it, some people agree with it. It's their life. They're allowed to do what they want. We're all allowed to do what we want in our own life, if you believe that. If you don't believe that, well, that's fine.
To an extent. Okay. So this is something, because as you know, but the audience doesn't know, I'm a writer, and I am currently writing and revising a series I created called Nebula Storm. And that episode got me really thinking about things. And it was like, okay, I understand customs and stuff between different religions and races and even species. But it's like, if you agree to serve aboard the ship or go to the country, city, planet of a foreign nation, you are obligated to obey the laws of that nation.
Just like you had to when you were stationed in Japan.
Exactly. So I don't agree that Mocklin law or customs should be valid on board a Union ship based off of that. It's like your laws is like this, like America. Texas has its own state laws that are not enforceable in Maryland. Maryland has its own state laws that are not enforceable in California. So on board the Union vessel, which would be federal vessel, federal laws should have taken place. That's one of the problems I had with the show. It's a small one. It's not like a big one, like, oh my God, but it's like there's a few things he did. I was like, what? The main thing is shuttles have cloaking devices? Okay. So if shuttles have cloaking devices, why this elaborate setup to get him and what's his name? Oh crap. Like, I'm so bad with names. The pilot who can't keep his mouth shut.
Gordon Malloy.
Gordon. Him and Gordon have to steal a Krill shuttle to infiltrate Krill space to get the Krill Bible. And another thing is, like, the Krill Bible is only in paperback. They don't have digital copies that they could have just downloaded from the shuttle's database. Since every single Krill vessel would have a copy of it in their database. Like, I'm sorry, that was bad. I was cringing at that episode. I'm like, they have to go and infiltrate a physical vessel to pick up a physical copy of their Bible when they should be able to that'd be like an alien ship coming to Earth now going, we must send troops down to Earth to the Vatican to pick up a physical copy of the Bible. Why not just download off the inner zones? Like, because you know damn well the Bible is on the internet, especially in Christian countries. Why do I have to board a Christian ship to steal a Christian Bible when the Bible's on the inner zones? That kind of made me cringe. I was watching the whole episode just cringing. This is a terrible idea. That was the one episode I was like, Seth, I hope you didn't write this episode because this shit's terrible.
Yeah, but you also got to look at it from a writer's perspective as far as, producing a brand new show. This is a completely new universe, completely new, fan base now, and that's something that they can work on in forthcoming seasons.
What would have made more sense was they had to go and capture a Krill shuttle. And then once the Krill shuttle was on board, they then had to try to crack the encryption to access the Krill shuttle's database in order to access the book of car rentals. And while
how dare you refer to it as the book of car rentals? You are disrespecting Avis. How dare you disrespect Avis?
Now, and as they were hacking the book of car rentals, the shuttle started broadcasting their location. The shuttle started broadcasting their location.
It's Avis.
Hold up. The shuttle then starts broadcasting its location to the Krill, and the Krill start trying to annihilate them while they decipher the book. That would have been a much more believable storyline than, the Krill, who are a freaking spacefaring, broke the boundaries of light speed. They don't have a, what's their book called?
The Book of Avis.
The Book of Avis on a freaking, I don't know, Avis Store app that they can just download for their own convenience and read.
Yeah, but there's so much about the Krill, culture that we don't know yet.
It's not about that. It's about common sense. You have a fanatical religious race. They're going to have the Book of Avis on a thumb drive, on a chain around their neck. They're going to have the Book of Avis on every one of their vessels' databases. Okay? They're going to, sorry to say this. Christians, deep Christians have crosses hanging in their houses, on their walls. They have crosses in their cars. They have little crosses on their workstations when they're at work. There's no way that the Krill are not going to have a digitized version of the Book of Avis on every single vessel, every communications devices, every interface. That was just massive oversight on his point. That's why I was like, me and my friend were like, my roommate, we were both like sci-fi fans and writers. He's a DM, and it's like, that's bad. They really should have made it just like recovering the shuttle should have been the hard part.
But remember, in that episode, that was one of the easiest parts.
Well, no, I mean, I understand the episode chain reacted into, we just found out the Krill's planning on nuking a planet. But again, that's bad writing. That information should have also been gotten through other means.
Yeah, but then we would have had a story, the way they wanted to tell it. They wanted to tell it in a specific way, and the final product is what we got on the screen.
Well, yeah, I know, but like I said, a lot of people use that excuse. Okay. Now, example, some left-leaning media, they lost their mind.
Let's keep politics out of this. Let's keep politics out of this.
I know. I have to for what you just said. They lost their minds. Remember when the Sonic the Hedgehog movie trailer first hit and Sonic the Hedgehog looked like some horrific experiment? Okay. And the fans lost their minds. And then the studio said, okay. They fixed it. There's a point where you have your artistic freedom, but then there's also a point where you got to make sense. Okay? You have to make sense. I know a lot of people watch television shows for escapism, to escape the real world, but there's still physics, there's still logic, and there's still reason. The most believable alien races are the ones that are the most believable, which are the most closest to reality as we know it.
Well, take a look at the depiction of the Klingons and the Romulans in the original series. What countries come to mind? And remember, it's back in the 1960s.
Well, I'm versed in the original series, but not that versed. But I would say the Klingons closely remind me of Japan, the Romulans of Russia.
Mm-hmm. And, as far as the Krill are concerned, I'm not sure what country they're supposed to represent currently. Maybe they're supposed to be a hodgepodge of different countries, different aspects of history.
No. The Krills are not hodgepodges of history. They're hodgepodges of Trek. The Krill is a mix of, I would say, Klingon and Remans.
Yeah, the Remans, because the Remans didn't like the light because they were on the dark side.
The Klingons, the Remans, and the Bajorans, my bad. Those three races, they just put a blender and hit it. They have the looks and the light sensitivity of the Remans. They have the warrior culture of the Klingons, and they have the religious fervor of the Bajorans.
Well, not only that, when you first see the Krill, what species do they remind you of?
I literally thought they were Remans. I'm like, how did I see that? That's a Reman.
See, that's where I'm different. I didn't see Remans. When I first saw the Krill, my first thought was Jem'Hadar. Because of the way they looked, the scales.
Whoa. I stand corrected. You are correct. They're a mix between the Remans, the Jem'Hadar, and the Bajorans.
And remember, the Jem'Hadar looked at the founders as gods. And notice how the Krill portray Avis in the Book of Avis. He's a god to them. He's like Kalis to them.
Damn, they've explored. Okay, I think he just took all of the antagonist races of Star Trek and just merged them in the. Okay, I'll be right back. I have to go leak some plasma. I'll be back. Give me like 1 minute because the bathroom's right outside my door. Be right back.
All right, I'm just going to mute you for a second.
Okay.
So yeah, as you've heard in this conversation, there are some things that TKO and I agree on, and there are things that we disagree on. But I'm going to wait for him
to get back this way.
We can continue the conversation and delve a little bit more into what we like about the Orville.
Bear with me as I do a few things. Go. I've unmuted him, so when he comes back, we can continue this conversation and hopefully explore the ship a little more. Actually, I'm going to have my character get up and explore the briefing room. Back a little bit. A map of the space station. Excuse me.
Okay, I have returned.
All right. And, we've just mentioned the krill, and now I want to talk about the Mocklins. The Mocklins,
The Klingons.
yeah,
Weird
they
Klingons.
really are the Klingons of the Orville, but they got a little dash of the Vulcans, and the reason I say that is because you look at Mocklus, it's a desert planet, much like Vulcan.
It's more of a wasteland due to over-industrialization, but okay.
Well, that too. I mean, because of everything they've done to their atmosphere and their environment, it has turned into a wasteland. But you look at the orbital view of Mocklus, and it does remind, at least me, of Vulcan.
Hmm.
No, I'm not. I'm not in any way, shape, or form saying that the ships remind me of Vulcan ships, because they don't. They have their own unique design.
Yeah. Man, I'm trying to. Seth did some good things, man. Like, Liara? That's her name, right?
What, Alara?
Alara. One of my favorite episodes is also one of my most hated episodes.
Okay, which episode was that?
The episode where which was I pause Seth on this because some of his attention to detail irritates me. But then he comes up with this. When she started losing her strength because of the difference in gravity, she had to go home.
Yep, home. That's the episode. That's the one that has Robert Picardo and John Billingsley.
I'm not gonna
guest
lie.
star.
I teared up at that episode. Like, that episode was wow. Like, when her father was like, "I'm sorry, you have to have a father like me," I was like, dude, I got a direct photon torpedo impact to the feels. Okay, that episode, I was like, God dang, I hated that son of a bitch. And then I was like, oh my God, then I felt sorry for him. And then, like that whole episode felt great. It felt horrible and it felt great at the same time.
The acting in that episode was excellent.
Oh,
especially the scene where they're in Alara's bedroom at Robert Picardo and Halston Sage. That scene between them when they're in her bedroom, and she's saying that all she ever wanted was some encouragement. That was
you could do it.
Excellent.
Dude, I know. God, I know.
I knew Robert Picardo was a good actor. I mean, he was
obviously.
He was the coach on Wonder Years. He's been, on stage, and I knew that John Billingsley was a good actor. But to see the two of them in that scene just work off each other, the chemistry they had in that scene was excellent.
I know. Let me. Okay, now I'm trying to think. I don't want to just heap praise on the Orville. I don't want people to be like, "Oh my God, you're just a fanboy." Like, I have issues with the show, but it hits the right buttons for me.
Just like Star Trek has had many episodes that can hit that right button, make you think.
I like how they. Okay. I am anti-activist. Okay. I don't know if that's a term, but I am anti-activist. I am against anyone that is fanatically for one thing or another. Okay, I am 100% against that.
I'm fanatically for the Cubs to win the World Series every year, but it just doesn't happen. It's only happening once in my lifetime.
Okay. Now, what I'm saying is, like tonight, you already twice made me change my viewpoint on things. It's like, oh, shit. I never thought. You changed my mind on Janeway, and you changed my mind. What was the second thing? Crap, I can't remember. I'm drinking 211s right now. we'll have this conversation. But I go, oh shit, you were right. Like, I don't understand why it's hard for certain classes of individuals to just realize, holy shit, you're right.
Well,
And I don't know. I don't understand why. Okay, why do certain classes of people? I'm a pretty decently high testosterone male. I'm saying right now. I'm like, fuck, come, bring it, China, bring it. Give me a gun, I'll kill you. But it's like, I have no problem admitting, holy shit, I never thought about it that way. You're right. I don't feel that as a sign of weakness. I feel that as a sign of strength and wisdom.
Well, I wouldn't call myself the brightest person on earth.
No one is the brightest person on earth. Every single human being knows a lot about some things and doesn't know a lot about other things. There is no way you're going to achieve perfection. The Borg, by design, shall fail.
Because
What
they're
matter
always
is-
seeking perfection, and no matter how many, cultures, races that they assimilate, they will never be perfect. Because being perfect, that's a goal nobody can ever achieve, in my view.
And the irony of it is they want to seek perfection. There's no such thing as perfection.
Exactly.
Constantly adapt to new things, new challenges, and therefore that's impossible. That's an impossible goal. Which I don't know if the creators of the Borg knew that and put that in there on purpose, or if it's an accidental result of reality.
I really don't know. I mean, as far as
Like, I had no idea you were going to change my viewpoint on Janeway tonight. I didn't think of early Janeway. I'm like, early Janeway, fuck her. You're like, no, early Janeway, look at it like this. I'm like, oh, shit. I really want to say, fuck you, early Janeway, but your logic and reason makes sense. Why can't Congress work like this?
because unfortunately in the real world things don't work as well as we had hoped.
It's like, holy
Or would
shit,
hope.
you're making more sense than me. Me acknowledging that does not make me look weak. It makes me look intelligent and wise. God.
I'm not here to make you or anyone look bad. I'm just here to offer my
I
perspective.
understand it. What I'm saying is, I think people who cannot accept being proven wrong have that problem. Okay?
Mhm.
Okay. Like when I was telling you the other day, if we are not engaged in a battle to change people's minds directly. If their minds are changed along this path, that's a win. That's a double win. That's icing on the cake. But the main goal is to have people who are not in these cliques, in these niches, go, oh crap. Okay.
Let me give the folks a little backstory on that, just to let them know what the conversation was about. There was an article the other day, and it was from CBS Sports, and it was talking about how the Texas Rangers are going to allow 100% capacity for opening day for Texas Rangers home opener. I'm not sure who they're playing. And I had said in the comments section that, if I lived in Texas, would I go? The answer is yes. But I would take any necessary precaution that I felt I had to take in order to go. And even though Texas, and I don't live in Texas, but even though they're not requiring masks, if I felt that making sure I took the vaccine, had hand sanitizer, and a mask or two with me to wear while at the ballpark, I would
Don't
do
say
it.
R2. Don't say R2. Please, God, don't say that.
Uh,
I masked.
I'm just saying, if that's what I had to do, so I felt comfortable going to the game, and other people around me were comfortable. fine. And if it got to the point where the more I thought about it and I thought it was too great of a risk, well, then I could just sit at home and watch the game from home. That's all I'm saying. And of course, some people clap back and they're saying, Mike, this is you, me. It's no, I'm just saying, if I had the opportunity to go to a baseball game on opening day, because as you all know, anyone who's seen any episode of the box score here on the PACIFIC414 YouTube channel, and TKO especially knows that I'm a fan of baseball. If I had an opportunity to go to a live game in person, regulations, no regulations,
Oh
wearing
yes,
a
I
mask
know.
made me feel safe. If making sure I had the vaccine prior to going made me feel safe. Making sure I had hand sanitizer with me at all times to use while at the game, and that made me feel safe, that I would do it.
Oh yeah, I know. And in case you guys don't know, which you probably already do, I'm a writer and I'm producing my own sci-fi book series and whatnot. I've invited and he's accepted Mr. Pacific here to be a co-writer on that sci-fi venture, because when me and him combine our brains in sci-fi, we create gorgeousness. I'm already expecting him to want several episodes, chapters, or whatnot involving baseball, and I've committed. Whatever. It's gonna happen. He's gonna force it. Whatever. Because I just know he's okay. That's how much baseball is like. Yes. And I expect him to have characters using baseball references during battle.
Because, and I'm going to say this, and I've said this in one of the early episodes of the box score in season 1, where it was after my father passed away, that baseball was my go-to. As much as I like, pop culture, science fiction, whatever, it was baseball that was my medicine. That was my comfort zone. And I haven't said hardly anything on this on social media. But, and please excuse me, but a month and a half ago, my mother passed away. And the one thing that I'm going to do is, there's going to be a third season of the box score. And I know people were probably turned off by this because we're talking about the Orville and I'm talking about this, but this is the PACIFIC414 YouTube channel. One of the things I enjoy is baseball, and there's going to be a third season of the box score. I'm committed to it. And yes, you're going to see it in episode 153. That's right, TK. I've done 153 episodes of the box score. Not all of them were backed up and recorded. That's why you only see, especially season 1, only certain episodes on there. But I've already told myself that I am dedicating this season to my mother, because one of the things that brought a smile to my face, and I'll probably mention this on opening day too, so if I repeat myself, I repeat myself. But one of the things that brought a smile to my face was actually one day after mowing her lawn and doing yard work, was coming in and she was watching episodes of the box score I did, and how much she enjoyed it. Now, she didn't always like it when I would tell it like it is after a game that they lost, but she said, I know that's you, because I've heard you say those exact same things after a game where you go back and you look at different innings and talk about what they needed to do in that inning and they didn't accomplish because they, for some reason, weren't able to accomplish it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm dedicating season 3 of the box score to her.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I don't know how. I'm going to do 153 on opening day, emotionally, because one of the things that she and I enjoyed doing, and again, I'll probably mention this in that episode too, so it's gonna be repeated once more, but we enjoyed going to a baseball game at least once a year. If we were able to go to a baseball game together twice a year, we consider ourselves lucky. But if we were able to go to a baseball game once a year, we were happy. We had our specific row that we like to sit in, and we had our routine. I like going to this particular ballpark and getting their sausage and peppers because it was delicious. And Mom, she liked to have a salted pretzel with some mustard and lemonade. And that was the perfect day at the ballpark for her.
Right?
And it was just sitting there and, just enjoying the afternoon, regardless of the score, enjoying the afternoon, enjoying the atmosphere at the ballpark.
Good times.
Mm-hmm.
Good memories.
Yeah. Wow. I'm trying to remember a point that I had to say, which was going to be like, oh, shit.
I took it away from you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did. I was like, dude, I got so deep in that. I was like, wait, what was I going to say? Damn. All right, I guess let's go back to how awesome the Orville is.
Let's walk around the ship while we do that. We've been sitting in this conference room long enough.
Conference room of doom.
You've been staring at me.
Well, I know. I mean, our heads don't change if we move our camera position. Hello, me with blue instead of red.
I could have gone with the science uniform, but I chose not to. I wonder how you rate up.
Oh,
Let's see.
That Liara episode was one of my favorites. And just Gordon, man, he irritates me so much.
He does get on your nerves, but it's done brilliantly by Scott Grimes.
Yeah, he plays it, but it's like, Seth, dude, I'm sorry, no one, and that he'd have been booted. His mouth would have got him kicked out.
I was going to say his mouth alone would have got him court-martialed.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's there for comic relief, but he's destructive comic relief. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He causes damage to the story. It makes you roll your eyes.
Well,
he can be a complete jackass off the. Like I said, he can be a complete jackass off the bridge, like Tom Paris. Tom Paris was a jackass off the bridge. On the bridge, he was on point.
Well, look at John Lamar in the episode Majority Rule, where he does the dance.
Statue.
Yeah, and how because they didn't understand the way that culture operated, that was a major offense because that was one of their heroes.
Yeah, but they fixed
of their history.
When he became chief engineer, that shit was gone. I'm like, finally, they got that stupidity out of the character. Well, I expect witty comedy from a show trying to pay homage towards Star Trek. They can be goofy and silly and ridiculous off bridge, but the whole putting that bullshit on the bridge is what pissed me off in the beginning about season 1 of Orville. Season 2, the vast majority of that bullshit was off bridge, which I am totally fine with being a complete jackass off bridge.
Mm-hmm.
which is why I'm glad. Like season 2 was what clinched it. Okay, they got the majority of the dumbassness off the bridge. Also, another major irritant that I have of the show. They're treating the crew like they're the audience. Like when we find out that Kelly cheated on Mercer because of that one blue alien race when they get in heat.
Played by Derillo. Derillo. That was the character's name.
It's like you're trying to tell me that there is no information that this species, when they are in heat, make everyone that touches them love them. That is not a well-known, documented piece of information that everyone in, I almost said the Federation, the Union should know. There's
The
this
Planetary
race.
Union.
Yes, there's this race. When they're in heat, they're going to make everyone around them who they touch want to bang them. Be warned. Especially after 5 years. There's no data on this. This guy works regularly with the Union, and there's no information on this species in the Union database for them to go, oh. And not only that, they haven't created a cure or a preventative measure to protect people from being taken advantage by this. That really pissed me off. That episode drove me insane. It was hard to watch that episode. When we found out, oh, Kelly cheated because, if he touches you, even if you're heterosexual, you'll want to bang him. I'm like, oh my cringe.
Yeah, but that episode
there's no information about this.
That episode also made me laugh when Yaphet and Claire were in Claire's quarters, and Claire's, basically inside Yaphet.
No, that pissed me off.
Oh, that was funny, dude. That was funny.
No, that really pissed me off because I knew she didn't like him, and this thing made her say "fuck it." Like I didn't like that. I really hated that happened.
I'm looking at it from a sense of humor point of view.
This is supposed to be Star Trek's successor
with a comedic twist. Remember that.
I'm not trying to sound like a crazy far left person, but that was basically crew rape. She would have never. No. I'm like, dude, no. That was just no. I was like, nope. Like this race, this species has been working with the Union for God knows how long. How many years? At least however many, 5 years? How many? 2 years, 2 years. And no one knows that this is a thing. There's no information on the interwebs. There's no information. No one knows that, hey, these blue people, when they're in heat, if they touch you, it's like you being roofied. That really, that really got me. Like you'll notice in everything that I write, that doesn't happen. If there's a species or race or government that interacts with another entity, and they've been doing it for years, there's regular information. People know, wait, you need to watch out. Don't touch this individual. Why? Well, if you touch them, you're going to end up wanting to bang them. Even if you're not into dudes. Oh, shit. Okay. You can't, I can't suspend my disbelief on that. It's like right now. It's like having a show. It'd be like having a show where like, a woman goes to, I don't know, Afghanistan in a bikini. And she gets stoned to death. Oh my God, I didn't know that. How the hell do you not know that? They've been doing it for thousands of years. There's information on databases. You can look it up on the internet. Everyone just knows. Don't go there and do this. Everyone knows. Don't touch blue people. They'll make you want to bang them. Like it's ridiculous to me. It irritates. You can tell my irritation on that episode. I was like, she cheated on him.
Yeah. I think I can hear it, and I think the audience can hear it quite well.
Jesus, I don't know. Like that episode and the whole we have to sneak on board of a starship that can travel faster than the speed of light, and all their Bibles are only in paperback. None of them are digital. What? I can Google the Quran right now. I can Google the Bible right now. I can Google. I forgot what the Hebrew Bible is called. You could Google all these religious texts right now, not even being part of that religion or part of the race where that religion came from. But on Orville, I can't Google a Krill Bible. Oh, that episode irritated. Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 episodes that irritated me out of both seasons, so therefore I still give it a thumbs up. I'm a writer, so I'm very, 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 very picky about plot holes and stuff. So, I mean, I don't expect every normie to be as. What were you going to say? Go ahead.
You know, I'm a writer too, but there are times where I'm watching a show and I'll just let my hair down and just enjoy the show for what it is. And that's what I do with the Orville.
Hold on, get out of the cat up. The cat's trying to open the door. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay, I'm back. Okay.
All right. I'm just running down the corridor.
But yeah, Seth overall, like I said, that's why I give him like a 7.8. I want to see what he does in season 3. Like season 2, he upped his game. But a lot of the stuff that was just too ridiculous to be taken seriously was like, oh, I hate face palming so hard I give myself a headache.
Yeah,
but to be fair, Star Trek: The Next Generation also there's episodes that make people want to cringe. So I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. It seems like every series has an episode where you just cringe, or in Batwoman's case, from what I've heard about it, every episode makes people cringe. And I don't know if Az is ever going to see this video, but Az from Hill versus Babyface, I don't know how you do it. I don't know why you do it. Don't tell me you do it because people watch the videos. Yeah, people watch the videos. I understand that, but
listen.
to put yourself through that torture, man, because that's exactly what it is. That's torture.
He's a future saint because he's watched this. He know he has brain AIDS right now. He probably has terminal brain AIDS, and he probably does not have long to live because the shit he watches is so cringe-inducing that it would explode blood vessels. I'd cringe so hard that my carotid artery would explode. Okay.
I couldn't even watch the whole first episode. It was so cringeworthy.
Batwoman?
I
tried season 2.
Season 1, I tried watching the very first episode. The only episode I ever tried to watch. I couldn't even make it through it. It's so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. That shit's Nightmare on Cringe Street.
I don't mind that they're going, to that character. I mean, DC, Marvel, they have a well full of characters they can pull from, but if you're going to do a live action show, especially a live action show dealing with a comic book character, then at least give us a series where you look at the character and you can get behind their reasoning as to why they're doing what they're doing in that particular episode or throughout the course of the series. And
okay. Like, here's what's up. I don't know what is going on. And it's hard to try to stay apolitical on this, but it's a political thing. It's no longer about telling a good freaking story.
To me, it still is. To me, it still is about telling a good story, giving us characters that we can, love, characters that we can hate, have a reason for the story being there, a beginning, a middle, an end.
But certainly it's not. I don't care. Look at Star Wars, okay? We thought the fall of Star Trek was bad. The fall of Star Wars has been literally okay. The fall of Star Trek was like, how do I put this? It was like I'm trying to how do I articulate what I'm trying to say? It was like watching fall of Star Trek was like watching a multi-car pileup on a highway. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The fall of Star Wars has been like watching the planet-killing asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs in slow motion. It is a complete, utter dumpster fire. And well, I believe it's doomed to fail. Because, go ahead.
I watched The Force Awakens. I went with some friends on opening night,
Same.
and I enjoyed it. You know,
I did not.
I didn't like the fact that you only saw Luke at the end, and he basically just looked at the lightsaber. I really wish, and I know this has been said time and time again about the sequel trilogy, about the Disney Star Wars sequel trilogy, but they really should have had a scene or two with Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford, and Mark Hamill as Luke, Han, and Leia. They really should have had the three of them in there conversing, talking.
They're trying to destroy Star Wars, bro. They're trying to destroy it. They're not. Come on. That would have been a probably $2 billion film if they did that.
That's what people went to The Force Awakens to see. They thought they were getting.
I know that, but what I'm saying is Star Wars is done. Okay? Star Wars is not here. Current Star Wars is not here to make money. Star Wars is to shove an agenda down your throat. I believe the only reason why Mandalorian was even allowed to exist was because they desperately needed money.
They desperately needed money, but look at what's happening now. We don't even know if there's actually going to be a third season of The Mandalorian with everything that's going on right now.
At this point, I don't care anymore. I really don't care. I've written Star Wars off. I wrote it off. Like, this was it. I was done. What they're doing to Gina, how they're behaving, they're acting like a tyrannical. I can't even, like, because this is your stream and not mine. I'm not even going to say what I want to say about it, but it's terrible. They are terrible. They are horrible, and they are not worth my time and energy or effort. And unfortunately,
there's a new video where George Lucas answered a seventh grader's question, and he comes out and says that the vision of Star Wars that he sees is not his vision.
Yeah, I know. Just like STD is not Roddenberry's vision.
Yeah. The closest thing we get to Roddenberry's vision is the show that we're talking about right now, The Orville. That's the closest thing we are getting right now.
Yeah, I know. These problems in Hollywood, man. I mean, they don't care. Like Star Trek. Do you know how shocked I was? Okay, I didn't recently start following politics seriously until the 2020 election, upcoming to the 2020 election, because I was seeing CNN and MSNBC like on TVs as I walked by. They're accusing Trump of all this crazy shit, and my brain kicked in and went, if Trump was actually doing this crazy shit, how would he be in office? Didn't Nixon get impeached for recording conversations?
Yes, Watergate.
Yeah, exactly. So if Trump is doing all this shit that the news is saying, he would literally be buried underneath the jail. He'd be out of office. And so I started poking around. Okay, I started looking. I'm like, wait. And then I went, oh shit. This is some old bullshit. Same, and now knowing this exact same bullshit is pumped into our media because these small amount of crazy individuals have control of these mediums. Now, I don't know the political leaning of Seth. Seth seems a little bit progressive because watching his reminds me of the progressives of Star Trek. And going back to my original point is I was surprised when I found out how progressive Star Trek, Gene Roddenberry's Star Trek was.
Yeah, it very much was and is a progressive TV series. No matter how you look at it, Star Trek has always been progressive.
Yeah.
It's always looked at things from a different point of view.
Which blows my mind because I am conservative, but I love Star Trek.
I consider myself independent. I've told you that many times, and I do try to step back and look at both sides. And
I do not lean towards any political. I mean, well,
I think both sides are crazy.
Yeah, both sides are crazy. Well, yes and no. What I'm saying is, I consider myself a conservative. I believe in family values. I believe in freedoms, all those kind of things. Which, as I researched, you're a conservative. You believe in, hey, men should be men, women should be women. Okay, you should have pride in your country. Like, all these things are called conservative. Then yes, I'm definitely leaning conservative because I believe that. I mean, the way I think the world is today, marriage. No, you'd have to hold a gun to my head, and then I'd say no. Then you have to shoot me in the head. Then you have to resurrect my body, and then have my soulless body get married for me to agree that marriage is a good thing. Other than that, I'm like, you know what? I believe in you do you. As long as you're not hurting anyone else, you do you. This is supposed to be a country of freedom. Apparently that view is called conservative. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, and I know people who are, going to be watching this on replay. They're going to hear that you're conservative, and they're going to wonder why I had some of a conservative point of view on this video stream. And the perfectly good reason why is because I am welcoming anyone with a different point of view. I want to hear your perspective. I want to hear someone else's perspective on things. I want to hear the opposing point of view because that's the only way we can work together is by hearing different points of view.
You oppose freedoms?
I don't oppose freedoms. I want to hear other points of view. I want to hear why someone believes what they believe.
Oh, got you. I'm about to say, are you trying to say you're anti-conservative? I'm like, are you anti-conservative? Like, no.
I want to hear different perspectives.
Oh, yes. I want any progressive far lefty to try to come and convince me that a bunch of white people telling me that because I'm black, I need advantages to compete with whites. I'm not good enough to do it on my own. I need advantages. Please try to convince me of that. Like, no, you're not going to convince me that, oh my God. No. Like, I'm waiting. Black friends I've had for years, they're just silenced because I'm like, what?
Well, your family and my family, we would hang out together. We would get together and do things. We didn't look at each other like, oh, wait a minute, the white family with Mike and the black family with Aaron. No. I would go to your house after school. You would come to my house after school. We would talk. We would hang out after school. We would do things together after school. Our families would do things together.
Okay.
Your dad, being in the Marines, my dad being a police officer, they would talk, they would share their experience, especially, your dad and my dad talking about my dad's experience in the Coast Guard before he went into the California Highway Patrol. We would listen to their conversations and they would, trade, back and forth on their experiences.
Yeah.
And that's another way you're gonna learn about somebody. You've got to talk to people. You got to get their different perspectives. No, we're not all raised the same. There's no way we're all raised the same. But at least try to put yourself in the other person's shoes to get a better understanding of where they come from.
Yep.
And I know I said I didn't want this to get political, but that is my point of view. Put yourself.
Star Trek and Orville is both political. This was inevitable, my dude. Come on.
Yeah. But at least try to put yourself in someone else's shoes before you start making assumptions.
Well,
I've had many people make assumptions about me. Why? Because I have cerebral palsy, and there's an R word that I will not use because YouTube frowns on it, even though this channel is not monetized. But I have been called that many times by people. Many a time, people assume my intelligence, that I'm not that intelligent. I may not be able to
or reading your posts is automatically disproven.
I may not be able to articulate it the way someone else can, as efficiently, as clearly as someone else can all the time.
Really, you were three people who, in like the last year, to maybe go, oh shit, you're right. Holy fuck. Yeah, you were like 3 people this year who's managed to pull it off. Okay? I have black friends of mine trying to debate me on the whole BLM and, everyone's racist bullcrap, and I shut them down effortlessly. Just, nope.
If you treat me like crap, I don't care what your pigmentation is. You treat me like crap, I'm going to think you're a jerk. I don't care who you are.
Yep.
And if I treat you like crap, well, you're going to think I'm a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's explore the ship a little bit more.
Whew. This is a big ship.
Yeah. Doesn't look that big on screen. I'm just trying to be funny there.
Oh, and just one last note. It's kind of funny how certain journalists are calling anybody who believes in actual family values and patriotism far left radicals. I'm like, how is having a value for family, for self, and for country radical? It's like you're trying to say everyone can be whatever gender they want to be. That's not normal. Humans can't do that. Some frogs can do that, but we can't do that. That's not normal.
No, but it is our society today. It is how people think today.
It is not our society. It's a small portion of the society. Numbers.
Still, it's part of our society.
Well, yeah, dude, so is cancer. That doesn't mean we have to like it. Or not fight against it. Social cancer is happening. But it's being defeated because, polls, vast majority of Americans, I'm like, man, I live in a city that is vast majority is white. Okay? And they are they're so friendly, it sometimes makes you go, are you plotting on my kidneys? Are you plotting on selling my kidneys overseas? They're just nice. They don't care. They don't give a crap.
Most people who look at the world of common sense don't really care.
Are you American? Yep. All righty. They don't give a crap.
What people actually want is they want to know the content of your character. If you're a good person, you don't have to advertise that you're a good person. You don't have to put a post on social media. You don't have to put a video on social media saying that you're a good person.
You don't have to
Your
virtue
actions.
signal.
You don't have to virtue signal. Your
Yeah.
actions alone will prove that you're a good person. If you see someone who needs help and you help them because it's who you are, then you're a good person. You're doing it because you see that, this person needs help. I'm going to offer my help. I'm not looking to get any, publicity, any credit. I'm going to do it because that's who I am.
Yeah, I question the intelligence of the people doing this stuff. It's like, okay, there's a thing called a pendulum. Okay, I see society as a pendulum. Even politics, it's always been, well, not always, but if you start, I've only recently started studying this, but I see it as a pendulum. It swings back and forth. Now, what happens when you grab a pendulum and you pull it all the way up to one side? Eventually, it's gonna swing back and hit you right in the face. And I'm thinking, oh my God, these people don't even understand the ridiculousness of what they're doing. Like, I'm walking around my city going, I really hope the white people aren't looking at me thinking that I'm buying this Kool-Aid, this BLM, this everyone's racist crap. And I'm like, no. I walk down the street, hey, how you doing, neighbor? I'm like, hey, how you doing? And it's like, yeah, I'm seeing old ladies stop and like, I'm in a hurry, but they stop and want to talk to me. Hey, how you doing? I'm like,
And to that extent, there are people that are looking for others to talk to because, they're lonely, but they just want to have a conversation with somebody. They
want to, find out what's going on in that person's life.
I mean, according to the media, if an old white lady or an old white man sees me coming, they're going to freak out and expect me to, oh my God. No, they're, hey, how you doing? I'm like, hey, what's up? Great. Well, I'm like, dude, no, I'm sorry. There's a conspiracy of stupidity happening right now because, I mean, today, white people are among the nicest people I interact with that are not black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and if you look for bad situations to happen, they'll happen.
I mean,
if that's what you're looking for.
They're just they're like so nice now. And I'm talking about Republican white people. Okay? Like,
yeah, because
Republican areas
where
you live, there is
a Republican influence.
Yeah, they're like, hey, Barbie, they're barbecuing. They're, hey, they're handing you hey, walk past us and hand you a free beer. I'm like, okay. And the media is just lying and lying and lying. Every white person's racist. I'm sorry, Mike. I guess we can't be friends no more. We can't stream no more because apparently, according to the Democrats, you're a racist.
What?
Apparently, my best friend of over 20 years is racist.
20 years. You just cut off 5 years. It's 25 years, almost 26 years.
I'm trying to lie about her age, motherfucker. Shut up.
I don't care. I know how old I am. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not afraid of it.
Bruh, it was called.
I know it's a joke. I know.
As my mom used to say to me, I'm busting your balls.
No. Only beautiful born females can do that. Come at me, bro. Not you, but them. If you angle yourself in a certain direction in this turbolift, you could see through the entire ship. Oh, wait,
really?
Wait. Yeah. Only for a fraction of a second.
Well, I'm still exploring the engineering deck.
Damn it, I need a burger. I'm freaking starving.
I can't deliver one to you. Besides,
you've got an In-N-Out near you. So
Uh,
be careful what you
but
say.
I bought burger patties, bacon, cheese. I'm gonna make my own garlic aioli. Okay, grilled onions. Fucking in and out. I can't respect
Hey.
any burger place that does not have a bacon burger. Okay.
Well, for some of us who no longer live in an area where they can get in and out on a frequent basis, and in and out does sound good right now.
In and out of shit. I can give you a recipe
Oh,
that makes
shut up. You can have it at any time. I can't.
I avoid In and Out. It's bland to me. To me, In and Out is like taking a McDonald's. No, it's like taking an ordinary cheeseburger and just putting 1,000 onion dressing on it, calling, "Oh my god, it's so good!" No. Where's my
Depends on how long it's been since you last had one.
Where's my crisp applewood bacon?
Okay, go to Applebee's.
Where's my French fried onion? I mean, no, I'm sorry, they're just bland to me. They're the only burger place I've ever been to. I'm like, can I get a bacon burger? We don't have that. I'm like, what? That's like going to an Irish pub and going, can I get a Guinness? We don't have that. What? And before you guys chat, go nuts. My grandfather, Irish, German, whatever. But yeah, Irish. Okay? I enjoy me a Guinness. My grandma may have been black as charcoal, but grandpa was Irish, German, French. God, do I enjoy Guinness. I like my beer as black as I am. Or blacker than me, actually.
Even though I don't drink, every once in a great while, I do like a nice cold beer.
Oh, Guinness, bro. Guinness. What are we... Oh, I've lost you, so I don't know where you are in the ship. But
I'm on B deck. I'm in crew quarters.
I am just in a corner of locked doors. God, I'm gonna make me a burger in a minute. Oh.
I just replicated the cigarette.
Oh, okay, Bortus.
Yeah, and maybe I'll shave my beard and have a fireman's mustache like Bortus too. That was funny. That was funny.
That was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. That episode, I can't knock. That was some shit. That was like that Bortus reminds me of a cross between Worf and Data.
Well, they have their own Data. Isaac.
Isaac is Data, Spock, 7 to 9. Any intelligent character.
Isaac is not Data. Isaac is in no way Data. Isaac is, let me think, is there even a Star Trek character that... Isaac is a Vulcan from Enterprise. I am your superior. I am yours. Data's like, I want to be like you. Isaac is nothing like Data. Data aspires to be human. No, so Data aspires to be more human. Isaac believes he's superior to all humans. They're completely different.
But the Kalon are superior to humans.
Thus, Isaac is nothing compared to Data.
No, but you're right about
the
arrogance of Vulcan.
Yeah. Kalon and Star Trek are more related to Vulcans than to humans. Than to Data. Well, Enterprise Vulcans.
Well, speaking of Enterprise, Ambassador to Saval, he looked down on humans. It was T'Pol who learned by working with humans what humans are capable of, and
yeah. But Data, great character. Yeah, I am.
Don't worry, I'm not that familiar with the ship either. I'm on E deck now. I found the shuttles.
And stopped. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stand here and have the conversation because I don't have GPS. Oh, I do. Oh, I think I found a turbo lift. I'm just gonna go back to the bridge and just chill. I hear gunfire. Who's firing?
Me.
You have a gun?
I'm in a shuttle, dude.
Oh. But yeah, identity politics, I believe, is complete garbage and bullshit. And judging someone by their skin tone is inherently racist.
Judging people in general is stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb. Oh, you have darker skin, so I'm going to treat you better than someone lighter skin. That's racist. How about you treat me by what's in my brain?
Nah. What? Nah, we don't want to do that. That'd be logical.
Yeah. And when the pendulum swings, this is going to be bad. We're seeing right now. Back in the day, the pendulum was fully on the white side, and now it has swung. So now it's okay to persecute white people. Soon, it's the black people it's gonna be so bad for us that it's gonna swing back and hit us in the face again. And it's like they don't see it. They don't see it.
Unfortunately, it's going to hit us all in the face with everything that's going on.
Yeah, it's gonna hit us more. Here's an example. Okay, the birth rate, relationship rate, marriage rate in the Western world is plummeting. Okay? It's nosediving. There's a reason. There's several reasons, actually. Okay, one of the reasons is third wave intersectional nut job feminism is making men go, screw this, I don't want to deal with this. Okay? So now, if a woman comes up to you and you're talking to her, and you go to a bar or whatever, you meet a woman, she goes, oh, I'm a feminist. If she says that, you're immediately wanting to pull the ejection handle and eject yourself from that conversation. Okay? That's how it is. That's how I feel. I'm a feminist. I'm like, yep, I'm out. I'm going to go, hey, you want a drink? Okay. And I just leave. I will leave. Because hell no, I don't want to deal with that. And I think the same way is going to happen to us. They're going to go, oh, that's a black guy. They're going to go, oh, he's probably BLM or one of these nut jobs and avoid me.
I'm just going to come out and say it. That's what I do with women. I don't say a word. I just mind my own business, keep going.
Exactly. I'm like, dude, they're making our entire race look bad. And I'm like, fuck, dude. So every time I go out in public, I'm like, white people, please don't think I'm like them. I don't think you should give up your house that you've worked your ass off for, probably. And especially since the last decade, having to work harder because it's okay to discriminate against you. So stupid. Oh, no.
I'm lost, dude. I'm in the shuttle. I'm lost.
Bro, my brain just exploded. My brain just exploded. They're feeding off of a weakness of thought. Oh, no, I get it. Right now, I'm feeling sympathetic towards white people because I'm seeing how much all the other races and medias and everyone's allowed to just beat on white people. That's probably what happened. White people felt bad for how everyone's allowed to beat on black people. It's a circle, a cycle of stupidity that keeps.
This has all happened before, and it's repeating itself.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm a believer in history repeats itself, but I'm like, I just got smacked in the face going, how the heck can all these white women and even these weak white men just bash their own kind? I'm like, what the? Oh, no. It's happening to me because right now I'm going, it's not cool to attack my white friends, dude. That's not. Oh, that's how it starts. How about all racism is bad? We stop the cycle.
It is, because there's a 60 Minutes interview with Morgan Freeman on 60
Oh,
Minutes a few years ago. And yeah, I can tell by your reaction you've seen it.
Yep.
And Mike Wallace says to him, how do we stop racism? And
Stop
Morgan
talking
Freeman
about it.
says, exactly.
Oh, man. I forgot it. Oh, yeah. Well, we're doomed.
No, I wouldn't say we're doomed. No,
Another cycle, because right now,
I'm not giving up hope.
yeah. Apparently, a new cycle time. It's going to happen again. There's nothing you can do. Doesn't matter how many people scream, "Hey, this is stupid." People keep doing the same shit over and over again.
And, people might think I'm a fool for not giving up hope, being optimistic, but hey, I'm a Cub fan. People would tell me the Cubs will never win a World Series in your lifetime. And that night, November 2nd, in the Central Time Zone and Pacific Time Zone, and November 3rd, here in the Eastern Time Zone, when the Cubs won the World Series, I was bawling. Because people said it would never happen, it happened. And guess what? When I was born, people told my parents that I would never walk, never ride a bicycle without training wheels. And I've done those things, and I've done many other things.
Yes, you overcame. A certain
Humanity will find a way to come together. We don't know when, but it will. Encounter at Farpoint, Q said one thing about the human race, and I've always held, that particular line, to heart, because it's true. He said, the human race is a grievously savage child race, and we are. But there will be a time where we finally grow up. Will it be too late? I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to be around when it happens. Probably not.
We won't be.
Probably not.
We won't be. It's okay. I've done a lot of analytics over the past. I mean, I'm an amateur historian. I love history. Like, I watch History Channel about Rome, all these great civilizations, and what's happening right now is mirroring what happened during the fall of Rome. So it's like you get to a certain point where, okay, in order for societies to grow, the strong must be in control and dominate. Okay? So back in the day, it was men. Men had to fight, claw, scratch, and defend civilizations. And the stronger the men got, the more able they were able to take care of children and women. And the more powerful they got, so their enemies did not threaten them. Well, the people they were protecting are like, well, we don't need you. We don't, wham. So patriarchy, I'm like, patriarchy? What are you talking about? I don't know the last time there's been a true patriarchy, because throughout history, a married man is literally being manipulated by his wife. So she may not have direct power, but she has power. And if what she wants backfires, it's not, the blame doesn't fall upon her. It falls upon the man she manipulated.
It works both ways too.
Yeah, so it's like, what the hell are they talking about? The only way there's a patriarchy is if all men say, I'm done with dating, I'm done with marriage, I'm not allowing women to influence my life. Then there'll be a patriarchy. But if there's men getting married to women and allowing these women to manipulate and affect them, there's no patriarchy. Then what's going to be patriarchy is if all men say, screw this, we're in command, we're not dating, we're not marrying, we're not associating with you, we rule. That will be a patriarchy. But the mother, everyone knows, the mother of a household, she is in command. Regardless of how our male ego is hurt. The mother of your children is in command of your life, at least until those children leave the nest. How is that a patriarchy? Anyways, that rabbit hole is too deep to dive into.
I mean, you know,
Come on.
when I think of everything that my mom did,
Think about it. Your
for the
dad,
household.
highway patrol, okay? Cop, during the golden ages of being a cop. Your dad was a pretty big, imposing, impressive specimen of a man.
And my mom, a registered pediatric nurse.
I knew your mom was in charge. I was like, mom's running this household. I knew it. Doesn't matter if your dad went to work with a freaking gun. We knew when he came home, was he the king? Nah, he bowed to the queen. Okay, I knew that. Okay, same with my dad. 220-something pounds of Marine. When he came home, my 125-pound mom was in charge. I was like, Jesus. But there's a patriarchy.
But here's the thing about my mom. She was a very compassionate, caring, loving person.
Yes.
She didn't care if you were a stranger. She didn't care if you were someone that she knew. She would always try to help.
She was in command, though. Come on. You cannot deny that. Your mom was in command. Your dad would sit there on the couch with that beautiful grin of his, and mom ran the show. When I came over, your mom was like, "Hey, come here!" She just, she was like, she was in command of that starship.
There were many times she, especially after her dad passed away, she would say to me, "Michael, I don't know what I would do if I didn't have you." Things I would do for her around the house, whether it be maintenance or whatever. And I knew she was appreciative of it. She didn't have to say it.
That woman. Woo.
She was a daughter, a mother, a wife, and a friend.
And a substitute.
A friend. Yeah, well, your other mother, just like your mom was my other mother.
Yep.
And I, have a friend who I'm still in contact with, and I was even joking with him, and even spoke to his mom a few weeks ago. How I would hang out at their house a lot too, and they're the family that brought the Cub influence.
Oh.
So we would joke, say my first and last name, and then add their last name to it, and it's just it was a banter that we had for years, and we still keep it up, and we laugh about it.
See.
Yeah. But with the Orville, it is also that kind of show that you can sit down and watch with your family. You might have to tell the kids, don't ever repeat that. But you can watch it with your family.
The Orville is the next generation. And if they keep the seriousness that they did in season 2, the show is going to just continue to explode and grow. Star Trek has gone down the path of pessimism. Straight hardcore pessimism. And I'm like, what the hell? This is not Trek. I don't know. The the show probably, STD and Picard would probably have done a lot better if they didn't call it Star Trek. That's the problem that these I don't know, alternative ways of thinking individuals produce shows. They try to hijack a popular franchise and then change everything that made it popular. And then they wonder why it doesn't work. It's like, make your own thing. Maybe people will be more receptive if you make your own thing. Okay?
Yeah.
Coming up with Star Trek and having the Federation go around invading alien races left and right, that's not Star Trek. That's going to piss everyone off. Oh, I want a new audience. Then call it something new. Don't call it Star Trek. If you want an audience that does not, if you want an audience separate from the Star Trek audience, don't call your show Star Trek.
Not only
Why
that,
is that so hard? Why do you not agree? Don't call it Star Trek.
not only that, using the slang that we use now in current Star Trek, when current slang, regardless of when the show was done, was never used in Star Trek because we were supposed to be evolved by then.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, Star Trek 4 was it 4?
Yeah, Star Trek 4, you know, when Spock asked Kirk about, you know, the profanity, and Kirk says, nobody respects you unless you use a colorful metaphor, double dumbass on you, and so forth. You know, and they even mentioned some authors, and Spock goes, the Giants. And, you know, it's also on that same bus where you've got that punk who is listening to the heavy metal punk rock music.
And Spock shuts him down. Everyone cheers. I remember that.
Yeah. But remember, it was one of the first movies I think I ever saw somebody give the middle finger on screen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the world we live in. And I mean,
this is the world we live in. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to get a copyright strike.
Oh, no, you can do it. That's called a cover. This is the world we live in. Yeah, you can do that. You just can't play the exact song for more than 30 seconds. You can sing it yourself, but you can't get copyright strike for singing.
I don't know with the algorithm and everything. I'm just trying to walk that fine line.
Do you care? With your political views, the YouTube algorithm doesn't mean shit. You'll be demonetized, whatever, just because of the way you think. Doesn't matter. Who cares? Spread your message. Have fun. Enjoy it.
Well, people have already heard where I lean. They can make up their own minds, and
we already know. You are more right than left, just like me. I'm not far right. I'm not far left. I'm center, but I kind of lean a little to the right because I'm for traditional views, wholesome views, not I'm going to dye my pubic hair purple and call myself a girl. Yeah, no. No. But if you want to do that,
I've always considered myself, you know, center, but the pendulum can swing one way or the other depending on the subject matter.
Well, I'm going to need more elaboration on that because I'm like, I can't think of any subject matter that the left has said that I agree with.
Well,
that hasn't already been established. Okay. Equal rights for men and women. That's already a thing. Equal rights for minorities. That's already a thing. So nothing they've said recently. I agree.
No.
It's like everyone has an equal slate. You have an equal opportunity to do whatever. If you have the skills and the talent and the intelligence to do something, you can do it. So therefore, I don't agree. Oh, America's systemically racist.
No, if I were to apply for a job that I have no prior experience in, I have no proper qualifications for, I shouldn't get it because I don't meet the qualifications.
Exactly. That's a meritocracy. They don't believe in that. They believe in victim cards. How many victim cards do you have? well, if you want this job, you need to at least have 3.5 victim cards. It's like, oh God, if the entire society goes to this, we're doomed. Like I was watching the whole thing about was it Tucker Carlson? I'm like, why would you make flight suits for pregnant women when pregnant women aren't allowed to fly? Because G-forces on their child could possibly kill them.
I was going to say, it's a health risk.
What a waste of money.
It's a health risk. Why are you gonna put the mother and her unborn child at risk?
In any circumstances going to put a woman who needs a specialized flight suit in combat.
It would be like somebody with a back condition going on a roller coaster and ignore the sign that's posted saying if you have a back condition.
No, it's more like saying, look at this. We made special Kevlar and camouflage painted walkers for our old soldiers for the front line. They're not going to be on the front line.
They're going to be at headquarters somewhere relaying all the information.
Yeah, this is like the $300 toilet seat. Why would you pay $30 for a toilet seat? This is a bullshit. What? This is an excuse to spend billions of dollars on something bullshit. Because there's no way a woman who is so pregnant that she's like, it looks like there's a basketball shoved under her dress or her clothes, is going to be allowed to fly an aircraft. Let alone fly an aircraft in combat. This is a complete waste of money.
Oh, that's what our society likes to do, waste money.
Yeah. That's not our society. You don't understand. If you actually crunch the numbers, the people who support this are the vocal, loud vocal minority. They make up probably 5 to 10% of the actual population. Most of the population, they think shit, it makes sense. Like they're really, really small. Not the normal population. I'm not talking about the percentage of businesses and that kind of stuff. That's a higher percentage, but like normal people. Yeah.
Well, you know what I think they should get rid of? And I'm serious on this point. What? Daylight savings time. There's no need for it anymore.
Yeah, you're probably right there. Yeah. I don't know why it was a thing in the first place.
Farmers, dude.
Still, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, oh, it's this time. I should wake up earlier. Why should I force the entire freaking planet to wake up? Oh, God dang it. Never mind.
That's the thing. Not every country does daylight savings time. A lot of countries look at us with daylight savings time and go, you guys are nuts.
Yep. It's stupid.
I mean, Arizona, I can say this because I've, been there several times. They don't participate in daylight savings time. I'm sure there are a couple other states, but they certainly don't.
I don't know why. I find it very irritating. Like, was it the other day? I was like, oh, yeah, in an hour and a half. I'm like, what? Oh, it's this time. Like, oh, wait, the clocks got changed. I'm like, God dang it.
Yeah, when I told you that. Yeah, when I told you that, because we were getting ready to do Sunday Night Frontiers, and I said, okay, it's time, and you were flabbergasted. You're thinking, Mike's got to be crazy. He lost his mind.
What are you talking about?
And then I told you, we went ahead, dude.
And I was like, oh, son of a... Yeah, okay. Ugh. Fucking hate that shit, dude.
I mean, heck, somebody on On Twitter should do hashtag cancel daylight savings time.
Right? Their same time is racist because I can't be on CP time.
Yeah.
Stupid. All right, bro. I'm gonna have to go in a few minutes and like not only pee, but go make myself a nice grilled onion cheddar patty melt because
All right. Well, on that note, I guess we can just wrap up the stream.
yeah. Oh, and we'll try some next week. We're gonna do a stream, and I'm gonna no. Do I want to start a whole brand new Subnautica stream? No. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna figure out something spicy for everyone to watch while we discuss stupid shit.
And are we going to do that Sunday?
I'm gonna plot it out tonight when I finish my beer and eat my patty melts. Oh, that could be so good with garlic. Oli. How do we pronounce that shit?
The thought process while eating a patty melt and drinking a beer.
Yep.
Or 2 beers or more.
I do want to let folks know that on Friday, I am planning on reviewing at least episode 1 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. As far as doing episodes after that, I don't know, but for right now, I am committed to doing that because I'd already stated it at the end of my WandaVision review that I was going to be doing it, and I'm a man of my word.
Good luck, my dude. Good luck.
I don't know. I mean, I'm going to go out and say it right now. I don't see how you can base a series off, Bucky and Falcon in the same series. Maybe do a solo film or a solo series with one character and the other. I mean, I know they're playing off their banter from Captain America Civil War. I know that's part of the reason, but I just don't see how it's going to work.
I mean, it's possible, but I'll let you go through the brains and watch it, not me.
Who's to say it's going to be brain aids? I mean, like I said at the end of my WandaVision review, I don't feel that series was worth 9 episodes. A miniseries, a 2-hour movie, yeah. TV movie. I'm not talking about a theatrical release.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
But a TV movie.
I was like, nope, I'm not watching that. Like, I'm losing interest in everything that's on that side of like Marvel right now. Like, after Endgame, I'm like, or was it Endgame? Yeah.
Endgame was the last Avengers movie.
Yeah, the Endgame was the last thing from Marvel I gave 2 shits about. I'm currently watching Superman and Lois on CW, which I am shockingly impressed by. I was expecting a dumpster fire, but I got like, wow, it's actually good as of episode 2.
Yeah, but there's also people who are very skeptical as far as,
how long is it going to continue like that?
Oh, yeah, because Arrow was good in the beginning. Flash was good in the beginning. Yeah, I know. I'm like, yeah, when are they going to jump the shark? When are they going to go full woke? That's what they do. They get you hooked, and then they go woke on you and expect you to stay. I'm like, yeah, no.
I know you're going to find this hard to believe. I know a lot of other people are going to find this hard to believe. But other than trying to get through episode 1 of Batwoman and not being able to do it, I haven't watched any of the CW shows.
Yeah, me neither. I gave Superman and Lois a chance. Right? I go, you know what? I was a little bit buzzed at the time. I go, fuck it. And I hit play, and I wasn't. Have you seen the trailer for it?
I have seen the trailer for it.
Yeah, it's actually kind of good.
And I saw over the weekend it was posted on Fandango's Facebook page where Avatar, you know, is the highest grossing, most successful, highest grossing, whatever movie in the world because they re-released it in China. It's like, oh, Avatar. And I'm not talking about the animated, I'm talking about James Cameron's Avatar. That movie put me to sleep. If you want to get a nap, that's the movie to watch. That's how it was for me. I even tried giving it a second view. And what happened? I fell asleep.
Damn.
I mean, at least when I watched No Country for Old Men, I was able to stay awake and actually watch it 2 more times after I watched it the first time because, I started getting what was going on in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, Space Ferngully. I found also Space Ferngully to be meh. You know a Space Ferngully, right?
I've never heard anybody refer to Avatar as Space Ferngully.
Well, that's I go, hey, this reminds me of Ferngully in space, but without Robin Williams.
Oh gosh. Okay. You're probably gonna laugh. The audience is probably gonna laugh. But one of the things I watched last night, was the end scene from the original 1980 Popeye movie.
Oh my!
I mean, I loved that movie as a kid. That was one of the movies that made Robin Williams one of my favorites. And it got me thinking about his Robin Williams Live 2002 CD that I bought back in 2002, and I bought it, and my dad was with me, and usually he'd see me buy soundtracks to different movies, regardless of what they are, or buy a new CD of any group that I was into at the time. And he saw that I had Robin Williams Live 2002. And he, as far as he knew, and he was correct, I didn't have any, comedy albums from any comedians, past or present. And he's like, are you sure you're going to listen to that? Because as far as I know, you don't usually listen to stuff like that. I said, I like Robin Williams. And this is probably going to make me laugh. So what do we end up doing? Check out, get in his truck. On the way home, I open up the CD, pop it into the CD player. And on the whole way home, we are laughing our asses off. Because some of the things he says, trust me, if he were still alive, there would be hashtag cancel Robin Williams going on.
Everything's getting canceled. Who cares? I'm done.
I mean, people are offended by what Bill Burr said the other night. Well, look at some of these old comedians. If they were to come out today, they'd be under the same microscope as well. George Carlin. You ever see George Carlin's routine?
Dude, he's my second favorite white comedian. Second favorite. He's right under Robin Williams.
And Richard Pryor. Say what you.
Third, Tim Allen. Tim Allen's my third favorite. He get canceled with his old stuff. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? Being a man is awesome.
Sam Kinison. Don't tell me you don't know who he is.
Oh no! I had to hit pause. I gotta hit. Okay, my bladder's
all right. I'll let you go.
My burgers.
All right.
Will give me back. All right, I'm pretty much taking some time off and I'm writing because I got, like, as you know, today and the script and whatnot. So I'm gonna be around. Okay, so
all right.
It doesn't necessarily have to be Sundays anymore. So I will talk to you later. And audience, thanks for listening to our ramblings. And see you guys next time.
See you guys very soon. Thank you all for joining us. I know we kind of got off topic there for a little bit, but it's going to happen.
Right.
So thank you all. Hope you liked what you saw. If you didn't, that's fine too. Thumb it down, thumb it up, like, subscribe, share. Do those things, and I will see you all later.
All right. Peace out.
Take care.